in Los Angeles. The Trailblazers 122 and the Lakers 108 for the captain, Rich Patterson. I'm Chad Doing. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday.
You've been listening to the Trailblazers postgame show on the Trailblazers Audio Network.
This has been Portland Trailblazers basketball. Wherever you may be, good night, everybody.
Murray gives it to Holiday to reset, working on James. Gives it to Sharp, drives from the corner to the rim and packs it down with the right hand. His head was above the rim as he slammed it down. 7-point Blazers lead.
And with that dunk, not only did Shaedon Sharp make the highlight reel, make the SportsCenter top 10, he also sank his 1,000th field goal as a Trailblazer, becoming the youngest Trailblazer to do so. And it was just one of 47 field goal makes by your Trailblazers today as they go into Staples Center and take down the Lakers 122 to 108. Welcome in to the fifth quarter. Chris Burkhardt here with you. If you want to join the conversation with us today, 503-248-0620 is your telephone number. And, of course, you can go to youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio, and join the chat there as well. This game, at first, looked like a team that was playing their second of a back-to-back. We know that that is how it goes in the NBA. Those teams tend to look tired. Portland definitely looked as such early in this one. They started 0 for 4 from the floor. Things weren't looking great. Then they finally started to get going. And in the first quarter, they're struggling to find something, a semblance of offense, to the point that Caleb Love was even checking in this game. That's right, Caleb. But they're just grasping a little bit, and obviously no Matisse Thybulle. But they're just grasping a little bit, and obviously no Matisse Thybulle in this one. If you watch the game, more so just not playing on the second night of back-to-back as he eases back in to game shape. They needed something. They led 24-28 after the first quarter. They outscored the Lakers in the second quarter 29-27. They had the 57-51 halftime lead. At halftime, the Blazers bench had outscored the Lakers bench 21-zip. Denny Avdia had 17. Jeremy Grant had 14. Austin Reeves had 23 for the Lakers. He ended the night with 41 points. And last game, he had 51. 92 over your last two games. Not too bad at all. In the third quarter, though, the Blazers came out and they did what they needed to do. They outscored the Lakers 32-26. And at that point, it was just, can you hold on? Can you hold on? They weathered the storm, and they did. They held on for the 122-108 victory. Blazers very active again, winning the points in the paint battle, 62-54. Second chance points in favor of Portland, 35-16. The Lakers did outduel the Blazers in fast break points, 19-9. But the bench, probably the key in this one, with no, let's see, Gabe Vincent's out. They don't have LeBron James. They don't have Luka Doncic. The Blazers bench outscored the Lakers bench 37-18. A major difference in this game. The Blazers also had 19 turnovers to the 25 of the Lakers. Taking a look at the individual box score, starting with the Lakers, Rui Hachimura, pretty good game, 16.6 rebounds, an assist, and a block shot. Jared Vanderbilt in the start, 14 points, 8 rebounds. DeAndre Ayton, former Trailblazer, 16 points and 8 boards, 8 of 15 from the floor. 16 points for Dalton Connect off the Lakers bench, and they were led by Austin Reeves, who's just been on an absolute tear to start the season. He had 39 minutes of action. He was 13 of 22 from the floor, 3 of 8 from beyond the arc, 12 of 14 from the free throw line. He ended the night with 41 points. And he's becoming a bit of a free throw merchant in the way of James Harden and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And don't hate the player, hate the game. I'm not hating on Austin Reeves, but he did get to the line 14 times, which is interesting because the Blazers as a team only made it to the line 15 times. So Austin Reeves taking advantage and getting those calls. On the Blazers side of things, they were led by Denny Avdia, who had 25 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. Toumani Camara, a bounce back. Nope, he still struggled. 4 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He does everything on the defensive end, though. I would much prefer that he was scoring more points, but on a night like tonight, they didn't need as much because everyone else was stepping up. Donovan Clingan had an absolutely phenomenal game. 16 points, 14 rebounds, his first double-double of the season. I believe Travis said that was his 9th of his career. Drew Holiday, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Shaedon Sharpe had 16 points, 6 of 16 shooting, 0 of 6 from beyond the arc, but he did have that massive jam. And there was a couple times in this one offensively, you liked what you were seeing when he was driving to the basket hard. He was making the right play. Maybe slowly but surely kind of figuring it out and getting where he needs to be. On the Trailblazers bench, they were led once again by Jeremy Grant, 22 points of the 37 bench points for your Portland Trailblazers. He has been a bright spot for Portland through 4 games. And right now, he's the favorite for 6th man of the year because you can have one of those just 4 games into the year. I don't care what you say. If you want to join the conversation, head on over to youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio, where Jason's having a good time. Double Donovan, Donnie Doubles. I like Donnie Doubles. That's a good name, Ryan. I like this. I like Donnie Doubles as well. I do like Donnie Doubles. And Sean also says it's interesting to see the Blazers defense playing so well and have guys go off for 41 against them. I mean, that's what it is. It's part of it is like you're putting so much pressure everywhere and you're moving so much that if the other team's going to move the ball around, they're going to find an open guy. There was a lot of shots in this game, too. Like, I'm not even making a cop out. Like, there was a lot of shots in this game where good defense was just beat by a good shot. I mean, Chris Murray had one where he was bodied by Rui Hachimura down low in the paint, and he played absolutely picture-perfect defense. And Rui just turns around, hits the turnaround fadeaway over him. Sometimes you do all you can do, and a good shot just beats you. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried about that at all. And Jason, don't worry about him. Just ignore old Ignatius over there. He's having fun. Him and the rat in the chat are two of the bums that I play college football with, and they love to just get in the chat and spam college football takes to see how long it takes everyone to be confused. And apparently, Jason, it didn't take you too long, and it's okay. It's okay. You just tonight, Florida. The FIU was the Lakers. The Blazers were Hawaii. You know, that's me. I play as Hawaii. I dominate most of the time. The Blazers dominated tonight. It was a good game. I like that in the game tonight, the defense was showing up. It did its thing. And then, yes, like I said, Toumani Camara didn't have a stellar offensive game, but I just like how everyone else showed up the way they needed to. I mean, anytime you're going to go get a double-double from Donnie Doubles, that one might stick. That might become a 5th quarter exclusive nickname. Well done. But I mean, anytime Donovan Clingan goes out there and gets you 16 points, throws in some boards, does his thing, it's a good day. It's definitely a good day at the office. So I like what I saw from the team today. Drew Holiday. I mean, I was getting texts from buddies like, man, people thought Drew Holiday was washed. That dude's still it. Like I told you, Drew Holiday's good. He was good last year. He would have been in contention for those postseason teams, the second team, first team all defense had he played enough games. Drew Holiday he's a basketball brain, and with it comes good basketball. He makes the right play. Sometimes that little midi of his is silky smooth. I love what I'm seeing from him. Like what I saw from Shaedon Sharpe today. Not quite love yet. I still need to see more on the offensive side. But all things considered, a great game for your Trailblazers, because anytime you can go into the Staples Center and get a dub, it's definitely a good day to be a Blazer. Once again, that final score 122-108. What do you like about the game? Hit us up 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. And of course, you go to youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio, and join the chat there. We're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we're going to hit you with our drive of the night. We still got shot of the night. We'll head down to the coach's corner in a little bit, hound out some game balls. Once again, this is the fifth quarter. Blazers grab a 122-108 victory over the Lakers. Oh, join the conversation, 503-248-0620. Plenty more coming up after the break here on your home of the Blazers, Rip City Radio, 620.
Tapped in the air on the rebound, batted again, and Avdia comes away with it. Now he attacks and drives to the rim and lays it in. 9 points for Denny. Blazers back in front 33-32.
Welcome back into the fifth quarter. Chris Burkhardt here with you, breaking down the Trailblazers 122-108 victory over the Los Angeles Lakers. If you want to join the conversation with us, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. And of course, you can go to youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio, and get in on the chat where it is completely derailed and people are talking about college football. Go Ducks. Go Ducks. I feel like I'm going to be like Brick and like Anchorman. Like, I love Lamp. I love Lamp. Go Ducks. College football. College football. Thanks, guys. Whoo, what a game, what a game, what a game. Blazers take care of business tonight. Always nice when you go beat the Lakers. Also extra nice, too, when you get a win over DeAndre Ayton. And he's outplayed by Donovan Clingan. That works all right for you. Donovan Clingan, a double-double, 16 points, 14 rebounds. A couple things that are starting to stick out in this early season for the Trailblazers. It's obvious that Denny Avdia is the best player on the team. He continues to just have good game after good game. Offensively, he gets it done. Defensively, he's no slouch. And he just fills up the box score. It's also obvious that Jeremy Grant has found a role. Sean asked in the YouTube chat, would Shaden benefit from being moved to the six-man role? Let him do the scoring, be the scoring option off the bench. And to that, I say no. I don't believe so. I like him where he is right now. And quite frankly, I think moving him could do more harm than good. Hey, we need you to define your role, find your role. Okay, we're going to move you. Now you're out of the starting line. Nope, now you're back in. Now you're out. Just let him go with it. You're 4 games in, and he's still taking the lion's share of the shots. I think you're going to be fine. I think you're going to absolutely be fine. Not to mention, Jeremy Grant has more than answered the call, filling that 6-man role for the team right now. How long that lasts, how long he's part of the team moving forward, because there's still so many moving parts, you don't know. But if he continues to play like this and own that spot, it's good for the team. I like the fact that when the second unit goes out there, you got him. He's good with the ball in his hands. He'll go create a shot. He'll do his thing. But also, I don't think, he's had a couple times, I think it was the Golden State game where, the team hit a couple threes, momentum was going. And he just absolutely kind of killed the momentum with a little turnaround jumper in the mid-range. He's had a couple times where that grab the ball and do his ISO thing takes over. But overall, scoring you 20 points a night off the bench right now is huge. Absolutely huge. I mean, he's part of the reason that your bench outscored the Lakers bench so easily tonight. And you need that. You need that. And Shea, you can afford for him to have these off nights as he continues to figure things out, because Drew's getting buckets. Denny's getting buckets. Donovan Clingan had a good night. So that, I don't mind. I still think Shea's gonna break out of this slump. I absolutely do. Part of this is just, he's trying to figure out this new role. I mentioned this to you guys earlier, but this is uncharted territory for him. He has not been the guy. It's been Anthony Simons. Of course, there was times where people were hurt, things weren't working out, and it has been Jeremy Grant. This is the time that he's finally kind of been, hey, we want you to be the guy. Even though Denny Avdia has proven that I think he's their best player right now, and that he's out there and he's scoring in bunches, it's clear with how they run their offense and who's getting the shots up that they want Shaden Sharp to go out there and be their leading scorer eventually. It's just on his shoulders now to take over and actually go do that. That's the hard part, right? And he's also playing defense now. At times may leave a little bit to be desired, but he's actually playing defense. Team is getting used to being a team that plays on both ends. I mean, they're picking up 94 feet the entire game. The entire game. Those things will wear you out. Makes you have to figure out how to do things on the offensive end. I mean, you saw it tonight with Young Hansen. He got winded pretty quick. He ended up playing, 8.5 minutes? So not a bad night for him. He was 0 for 3. I do love the fact, though, that he had a nice little move, a little Euro. Missed the shot, but put the ball on the ground. If he continues to get the confidence, gets that baby weight off, builds that NBA body, that little where he gets the ball up at the three-point line, and he likes to put the ball on the floor, back a guy down, spin around him, get to the rim, and add a Euro step in there when he needs to. That's a filthy move. It's a filthy move. He does like to take his three-pointers, though. He was over 2 from beyond the arc. And it was also interesting because you could hear that there was a large contingent of Young Hansen fans at Staples Center, because you could hear them cheering every single time he touched the ball. I love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, that's my takeaway. Big takeaways from this game. I would have liked him to maybe lock up Reeves just a little bit more, for him to go drop 51 and then 41. It's okay. We tried. But at the same time, we've seen this with like Dame when he gets hot. When a player gets hot, they're hard to stop. And that's kind of where Austin Reeves is right now. He's in control. He's on a tear. And he's playing really, really good basketball, which makes the Lakers a team to kind of pay attention to, a team that can be dangerous when you have Austin Reeves, and then you get a healthy LeBron James, and you get a healthy Luka Doncic, and all that jazz. All that jazz. Update for you baseball fans out there. We are now about to start the bottom of the 15th inning. So this might be an 8-game series when it's all said and done. It is tied 5-5 between the Toronto, not Raptors, the Toronto Blue Jays, and the Los Angeles Dodgers, which has got to be kind of a cool feeling, because Travis mentioned it on the broadcast, because he gave an update too before he handed the show over to Chad. And he's like, there's lots of cheering going on in the stadium right now as people are still trying to watch the Dodger game that's going on right up the street. And like, what a feeling. Like, you're in there calling a Blazer-Laker game knowing that like right up I-5 is game 3 of the World Series, especially for a guy like Trav, who is an absolute baseball junkie like myself. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. It's kind of fun when you take that drive too and just drive by Chavez Ravine. You can see old Dodger Stadium there. LA's fun. Beating the Lakers is more fun though. Blazers go into LA, into Staples Center. They make it their house. They grab a 122-108 victory. This is the 5th quarter. I'm your host, Chris Burkhardt. If you want to join the conversation, 503-248-0620 is your telephone number. And of course, you can go to youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio, and give me all of your college football video game takes, because apparently that's what we're talking about right now. College Football 26 is awesome. Those old college football games, though, like Joey Harrington on the cover, rocking it on the PS2. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Played it on the GameCube for a while, like college football, like 08. Quarterbacks running for days. You're like Michael Vick if he had a speedster in that game. Bring back awesome Team Builder, though. Team Builder's just a little weak for my liking, okay? All right, we're going to go to a break here. When we come back, we're going to head to the Coach's Corner, hear what Tiago Splitter had to say. We're also going to hand out a game ball. But before we do, it is time for your shot of the night.
Avdia gets a screen from DC, but goes the other way. Now he drives the baseline through, reverses it up, no good. Batted around, Klingon somehow gets it to go. And a double-double for Donovan Klingon, his first of the season, the 9th of his career. 2-for-1 opportunity. Holiday from downtown. Got it! With a hand in his face. 89-77, 14 for Holiday. Murray dives for it and gives it to Kamara. Now to Holiday. Another offensive board for the Blazers. Holiday steps up for three. Knocks it down. He's got 17, his third made three of the game. Holiday has 10 in the second half. 94-79, Blazers match their largest lead. Bounce pass to Holiday, nearly went out of bounds, but he gets it back. He puts up a contested three and hits it again. Back-to-back Holiday threes. He's got 20, and the Blazers in front by 18, their largest lead.
That's right. My game ball going out to Drew Holiday. Ended the night 10 of 15 from the floor, 4 of 7 from beyond the arc. He had 5 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, 2 block shots, and 24 points. Also love the fact he only had 2 turnovers. What I love about Drew early on in his Blazer tenure is that you just trust the guy. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Just obvious that he has just a high basketball IQ. And when you've noticed that the team kind of gets into the spot where the wheels are spinning a little bit and they need to slow down, he takes the ball and he slows them down and gets them where they need to be. So I absolutely love that about him. Now, we were talking about video games in the chat for a second, and I had to ask, I was like, am I the only one who liked and remembers Michael Jordan, Chaos in the Windy City for the Super Nintendo? I think it was awesome. It was like Metroid, but you were Michael Jordan, and they had like flame basketballs and ice basketballs, and you had to dunk on all the rims to get some coins and stuff. The game was awesome. The game was absolutely awesome. I am the only one that remembers it, though. And then Jason asked me, do you remember Bill Laimbeer's Combat Basketball? And the answer to that is no. He told me it's a game that took place in space, but I don't believe him. I don't believe him. But I'm looking at it right now. It does exist. It does exist. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my gosh. Is it this one? Okay, no, I played that. Future Basketball. Is that? Yeah, Future Basketball I played. And it is called Bill Laimbeer's Combat Basketball. I don't know why it's put in. Okay. I did play that. I just didn't remember. I look at the video and the cover. Yeah, I played that. They also had a Super Nintendo one that was like Future Baseball, where you could, like, your team was like players and then robots and stuff. That was pretty fun too. I don't remember Bill Laimbeer's Combat Basketball vividly, though. But nice pull, Jason. Nice pull. Anyway, it is time to head to the Coach's Corner. I want to hear what Coach Tiago Splitter had to say after this game. His team played well. It was the second of a back-to-back, all those things. And they took care of business. They got a big win. Anytime, I don't care if they don't have their full complement of players. Anytime you get a win against the Lakers or any team in the NBA under those circumstances, it's a big win. It's like we talked about during game day. These games last year, the Blazers lost when they faced teams without their stars. And what did Coach Billups say? Oh, kind of hard to prep when you don't have game film or whatever it is. Now, Blazers took care of business tonight, and I like it. So let's head down to the Coach's Corner.
A lot of good things. The resilience of playing tired and pushing is not easy in a back-to-back like this. Both teams were tired, but they again, play extremely hard. Knowing their conditions and guys, they use the whole tank there and that's what I'm most impressed with.
When you're coming on the second night of a back-to-back, you mentioned fatigue was a factor. How does that affect the way you coach a game, getting guys in and out?
Yeah, I was trying to be mindful of their minutes and how they look. You guys already kind of like see what I do with the subs and so just being, watching them in the court, how they react to offense, defense, those role changes and transitions and rebounds, and then who is crashing, who is not. Just taking a look at that, and then, next man up.
You guys forced like 2 8-seconds violations. Blake Wesley did his thing. It was your pressure that you've touted. When stuff like that happens, do you feel that on the bench? Like, what kind of energy does that bring to you guys?
Yeah, we've been preaching that the whole summer. Nate's doing a great job. Our assistant to keep pushing the guys and just getting them ready at the bench. Once they go, they already know what to do. And like again, Blake is awesome to money. I mean, everybody. Danny was Shea. Everybody was pressuring full court and getting some turnovers.
Lauren Jones, Olympics.com. Coach, can you just talk about what the biggest challenge has been for you since kind of assuming this, interim role, and how you kind of keep the team together during a time in which it's challenging?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like getting used to coaching again, being like a head coach. Just the rules are a little bit different than what I used to, so I got a lot of things in mind and just trying to adapt again to the NBA and the feeling of things. Sometimes I look at the table and try to call a timeout just like in FIBA, and I'm like, no, I gotta look to the referee and call a timeout. So stuff like that, you just gotta get used to.
Part of that, Coach, obviously you've been in right here.
Oh, please.
The offense, and I know that was obviously a big thing in comparison with FIBA with you. Tonight you guys got up 103 shots. Both Denny and Jeremy really looking like they're in rhythm early on in season. So I was hoping you could just maybe talk about each one of those guys and what they're bringing offensively right now. It seems like they're both in a really nice groove. Yeah, I mean, they shooting the ball well, they driving well, they doing the two things that we want to do, right? Driving layups and catch a shoot. And of course, Danny shooting some pull-ups and all of that. He got that on his game. He's confident right now. And, you just got to keep loving them and giving them confidence and let the game flow a little bit.
You had a bunch of players that played well tonight. Anybody in particular, who would you say that really excited you what they did? Yeah,
I think low-key, Donovan was great tonight. He protected the rim. He got how many offensive rebounds? He has 7 offensive rebounds. He got a lot of second chances for us. 14 rebounds total. He was awesome.
Yeah, to follow up on that, he's had a pretty strong start to the season. What do you think has gone into that overall?
Sorry, who?
Donovan. Yeah, he's had a pretty strong start.
Yeah. I mean, he's developed just from last year to now. He lost 20, 30 pounds from last year. He's just in a better shape. He's shooting the ball better. The threes, in practice, you can see, right? He's shooting well the threes, shooting well the free throws, getting more confidence to finish around the rim. So he's improving a lot.
What have you liked from Jeremy so far this season?
Well, just his pose, come from the bench and be himself. Taking the shots that we want, which is the layups and the threes, less of the mid-range. I know he likes those shots, but, trying to show him, other ways to score, and he's been awesome so far.
Has that been a process, getting him to maybe not go for those and go for the others that you want?
To be honest, just with our system, the way we play, naturally he's going to have less of those. So a little bit part of our system.
Sorry, even if it's on an interim basis, what does it mean to be the first Brazilian NBA head coach, in NBA history?
It's an honor, to be honest. Coming from Brazil, it's really, a soccer country where basketball is growing, but it is not there yet. And a lot of people are following me in Brazil and proud of just this accomplishment.
Last one here. Tiago, so JJ was saying that Drew just completely blew up the game for the Lakers guards and everything. Just to see what he's able to do to is he like a captain of your defense? What role does he have that makes him so integral to what you're able to accomplish early on?
I mean, he's always in the right place. Just great defender. Saw it already. He sees the play before everyone. And then in the other end, offensively, he's just leading the team and putting everybody in the spots and leading them on the timeouts. And man, what I can say about him. You know, he's a champion.
I didn't even think about that. Like the difference between the NBA and FIBA rules. Like he's talking about like, I didn't even think about that. Like the difference between the NBA and FIBA rules. Like he's talking about like, yeah, I was going to the scores table to call a timeout. Forget that I got to call it with the refs here in the NBA, like little things like that. I like him. I like Tiago a lot. You guys know that. So it's good to see him getting a chance. And you know what? Now he has 2 wins. And he talked about, Casey Holdall asked him about the offense. And, they got up 104 shots tonight. I did a quick research during that commercial. I guess they got 103 shots up, or during that interview. And the team only got up 103 or more shots 4 times last year. Not bad at all to go and do it right now here in game 4, especially when it's a night the offense helped you out. I don't know if that's like your recipe for success is just having these games where you throw up the shots as many times as you can. I mean, if you're taking 104 shots and not shooting well, that's a bad day, but they took 103 shots and shot well. They were 47 of 103. That is a 45.6%. And last year on those games, they got 103 or more shots. Those 4 games, they only shot 45.6% or better in 2 of them. 45.6 against Atlanta and 46.2 against Utah. They were 48 for 104 in that game, and it was a loss. It was a loss in that game. And they only scored 12 points in overtime. It took overtime to get that many shots out. That's kind of crazy. All right, let's head out to the phones. I keep telling you my phone number. Sometimes I'm checking. I'm like, hey, did they pay the bill? No one's calling. But we finally got one. The man, the myth, the legend, Tall Tim. Welcome into the 5th quarter. What do you got for us, buddy?
Well, I thought I'd better check in. This game 3, so other than just send you occasional little chat comment on the YouTubes. I actually didn't watch the game. I listened on the radio for a little bit, which is really nice. Now you can finally listen to the games on your phone. For a while there, you couldn't listen on the internet, that you can only have AM only, which I faithfully carried a radio around with me. But so thank you for finally letting that happen. I paid more attention to the closing of the 4th quarter, because that's when LA was starting to maybe make a run, thinking, all right, these guys have played really good up to this point. Are they going to let these guys sneak back in? Because they've run out of gas after playing the game last night, which, damn it, they should have won if they would shot a few more shots.
Right.
Just a couple of notes. Sharp got 17 points, but he couldn't hit a 3 to save his life. I think he's just, when the 3 is, a lot of it's just feel and confidence. And just that role that he's been asked to play, and then with all the craziness that's gone on, I think he's just hasn't settled in. And then with the faster pace, sometimes it's hard to get your feet set, right? Because you're just playing at this crazy pace, and then all of a sudden it's your turn to shoot a 3. So I think those 3 things, I think he's going to get there, because we know he can make it. But we're seeing, Denny and Drew are the glue to getting us through the first half of the season, or at least the first quarter of this season, because they're just so good, and they put so much pressure on the other team that everybody else can kind of find their spot. Klingen's been good. Murray is starting to, I think, find his groove. Every game he does something that you appreciate, more than just one thing. He's more aggressive a little bit, trying to find a shot. So there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, everyone wanted Hansen to be this, come out and just, wow the NBA, but that doesn't happen, especially when you're coming from a whole different system. But like you said, the little times that he gets to try to do a little one-on-one move, you're thinking, God, if this guy can learn the other players on the other teams and what they're trying to do, when he can do stuff. it's probably going to be pretty good. But yeah, don't get your hopes up early because we're playing hard and fast, which I'm getting a kick out of. This is like fun, right? This is like you're putting the pressure on those guys from the start, and you're not easing up. That's refreshing, right? The NBA seems like sometimes like a gentleman's league till you get in the playoffs, and the Blazers are like, hey, let's just see what these guys got, especially some of these older teams. So that's cool. So I'm happy, and obviously happy that we're 2-2.
Right.
I think this was game 4. Yeah. 2-2. I mean, for what people are expecting, playing 500 ball, that's not too bad, right?
No, it's not. It's not bad at all, Tim. And thanks for calling in as always. But it is great because, to your point you're making a second ago about it being fun, through 4 games, even though you lost 2 of them, the basketball has not been bad. The basketball has not been bad. You were absolutely obliterated in the home opener last year, right? Golden State. Early games where you just looked terrible. Right now, the basketball has been good. And that's a team that's growing, and that's a team that looks like a team that wants to reach about Denny and Drew being the glue. I would agree right now. You're right. Your point about Denny and Drew being the glue, I would agree right now. You got the brains in Drew, and then you got the skill in Denny. Like, Drew has been phenomenal. You can just tell the basketball IQ is just always flowing. Smart guy. He does exactly what the team needs him to do, slows it down. Great veteran presence. Update in Los Angeles. Hernandez just hit an absolute moonshot to the warning track. That is a couple that the Dodgers have just missed. I mean, if they flew another 5 feet, they're out of the park and the game is over. But instead, World Series game number 3 is going to the 17th inning. That's wild. That is wild. So, back to basketball, though. What is up next for your Portland Trailblazers? Well, this was game 2 of a 3-game trip, which will see them heading out tomorrow to go to Utah. And on Wednesday, they will take on the Utah Jazz, a Jazz team that, they beat the Clippers and they're trying to turn some heads, do their thing. So hopefully the Blazers can put it together. Hopefully the Blazers can get another win. If you go on this trip and you come back 2-1 and you are 3-2 start the year, I like that. I absolutely like that for this team. That's a good start for a schedule that is only going to get tougher in the coming weeks. Like I mentioned earlier when I was going through their schedule, Oklahoma City 3 times by November 30th. That's wild. And the Utah Jazz, by the way, got a victory today, 138-134 over the Phoenix Suns in overtime to improve to 2-1 on the season, 2-0 at home. Lauri Markkanen in that game, 51 points, 14 rebounds. On Friday, the Blazers will return home to take on the Nuggets, who picked up a win today over the Timberwolves. Nikola Jokic, 25 points, 19 rebounds, and 10 assists. Tip-off on Wednesday, scheduled for 6 o'clock, which means I will have game day for you starting at 4. Once again, final score out of Los Angeles, your Portland Trailblazers, 122. Your opponent, the Los Angeles Lakers, 108. And it's 5-5 in game 3 of the World Series. And there's a pop out. First out of the top of the 17th inning. Unbelievable. Once again, tip off against the Jazz, 6 o'clock on Wednesday. Game day starts your wall-to-wall coverage at 4 o'clock. Until then, Rip City. I'll talk to you on the next one.